Alright, fuck faces, welcome back to Cute Bots, an artwod workout, right? I'm emoting with my hands, woobly woobly, so you know I'm alive. Anyways, come join along, draw, practice your fundamentals, artwod, artwod, artwod. I'm fucking up my intro. there are specific orders to these things, but either way, Cute Bots is artwod's workouts. Workouts are applications of the fundamentals, which is their beginner roadmap or intro to drawing roadmap. I spammed the shit out of their beginner roadmap for 50 hours, i.e. 50 videos, and now we're gonna spam the shit out of this because I was doing multiple rounding. I was literally just doing the multiple rounding and single rounding of their grind nodes of the beginner roadmap or intro to drawing roadmap for fucking months on end. Or like at least a month and a half. And then I was like, you know what? I'm so into this. Let's just actually start going. Let's do. I really want to draw mechs. So that's the part where like you let your organic interest lead you to like the next step. And mine was like, okay, if I'm already so vested in drawing mechanical things and I'm loving how single rounding, multiple rounding creates interesting shapes. Clearly, the next step is to just start drawing or learning about how mechanical things work. After this, like 6 to 8 months, arbitrary number, right? Long-term thinking, whatever. From this, not whatever, sorry, very important. But yeah, from this, we will go back to the fundamentals roadmap, try to do as much of it possible again, like another 50, 60 hours, and then we'll move on to portraits. There's like the next 2 years of this channel for you. Also, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking here, by the way. Please ignore this. This is not how the hinge operates. It's literally this. Okay, like that is how the hinge operates. Like this. It's supposed to be like this fucking. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking here. This is wrong. Okay, wrong. He's crying because it's wrong. There you go. that is wrong. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I feel bad for anybody in the future. I have to say the future because nobody's watching my shit now. But I feel bad for anybody who watches this in the future. It's like, wait, what? And they have to doubt their entire knowledge. And good thing they have the next video to be like, was that right? Here you go. That was completely wrong. There's your validation, right? I make mistakes too. I'm only human. I'm only human. Anyways, but yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna really fucking try hard the thinking part of the drawing part because visualizing is like the one thing I want to keep doing, right? So that's something I struggle with too, because it's just a level I struggle with is different than the level you struggle with, most likely, right? I'm just gonna assume that whoever's watching is maybe a bit lower level, right? People who are better don't really watch content like this, I would assume, right? If you're better, you're just better. You've moved on to more advanced things. But that's just a completely baseless assumption I'm making right now. But it's grounded in facts and logic. Let's see. Just thinking how I could do this. Right? Because hinge is like, again, I'm trying to do the stapler method, right? Or just like the closing method. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to the hinge, to be honest. And that's actually what I love, is the fact that there's a lot to think about. Because if there wasn't, then I feel as if I would just be stagnating. And I'm trying to indicate that, okay, like that goes in there, right? And I'm trying to visualize all of this while I do it as well. So that's important too. And sometimes it is also necessary, not sometimes, what am I saying? Every single time it is necessary to think about the functionality. Like what type of shape will indicate here, like while I put this in a box, or what type of shape, oof. See, again, like this is what you got, I want to keep reinforcing this. We want our brain to be hurting while we try to create the shape that we're trying to see, right? Like what type of shape will be, like, okay, we can just push this down. Will it be something like this? Right? Would it be something like that? We just push it down. Right? And then that's the hinge, I guess. And again, I need much thinner lines, at least for this moment. Still lots to think about, right? I'm just trying to see, is that what would be? And again, I'm literally trying to think of this entire shape while I draw it. It's very difficult. I never want to fucking I never want to undervalue that ever, right? And I know I say this every fucking time, but I really don't want to undervalue it because, like, the thing is, even though Kim Jong-il would consist, and again, I'm not him. I'm not trying to say I'm him because I'm better. But even though Kim Jong-il, what the fuck, Kim Jong-il, fucking Kim Jong-il, bro. If you're a Tamil, I just called him a fly. But even though Kim Jong-il would say multiple times, like, "Oh, I did this," and it was super hard and super difficult, I feel as if because of his level of mastery, it kind of goes in one ear, out the other. You're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, whatever. Okay, it was hard for him, moving on." But it's like, no, no, no. It was most definitely like fucking painful beyond measure, right? But and then this is the hinge. We just have to think about kind of how it goes in. See, I think that works. I know this kind of looks like a telephone. Didn't really mean for it to be like that, but and I lost the perspective multiple times. But I think like the fact that we could just push it down. Maybe if I added like a little indent there, right? Maybe it's like, okay, we push it down. And is it a hinge? Maybe it goes inwards. Actually, I don't know. I don't think that is functional then. Never mind, never mind. It's really difficult. That's the beautiful part of this. It's like it's fucking insanely hard to think about functionality, right? Because there's so many different types of hinges, too. There's a lot of different types of hinges. So anyways, let's try to visualize something and get it going. Oof, that hurts. That really does hurt. Oh yeah, let me put the perspective in there as well. I feel as if it's important for anybody watching to know that, to keep continually getting reinforced that I'm not pulling this out of my ass, that I'm literally thinking about a box. I'm putting this in a box, and then I'm thinking about the forms in the box, and I'm trying to make the lines associated with the box. And no matter where I am, I'm always thinking about the fucking million grid lines to the best of my ability, and I'm rotating it in my mind while I draw it. Okay, like I try my best to rotate it in my mind while I draw it. That's very difficult as well. That's extremely difficult. But anyways, right? So let's keep killing our brain. If I come out of this, sorry, I will come out of this session being like, God damn, that was hard. Actually, I went on ChatGPT because the voice assistant is pretty convenient. And I'm like, how can I just remind myself? Because I use it as like a just fucking like what's it called? What are they called again? A yes man. I use it as a yes man to my entire life. I'm like, I'm doing this right? I'm doing good. I'm learning art good. It's like, absolutely, absolutely. So that's what basically I'm doing. I'm just like, yo, I'm doing good, right? Tell me about the space. What is it? Tell me about the spacing effect and how good it is. And I'll be like, oh, yes, here's all the science. Never fucking pulls up the science. But thankfully, I've listened to enough human podcasts to believe in my own delusion. So, anyways, okay, we want a shape here. We want it to be. Let's see. What type of shape do I want? Okay, because I do want, like, I genuinely do want, like, we need to figure out this hinge thing. Okay, I think I got an idea. And this is the part, like, it's really important to capitalize on these ideas, right? Oof. My brain's hurting so much, I'm trying to visualize this. I'm visualizing so hard, ooh-wee. Fucking look at me, I'm Mr. Viggy. Let me suck your dick so I can go away. Again, that's a joke my friend made, which is hilarious. Yeah, little do you know, my friends also call me Viggy. I didn't just come up with this nickname out of nowhere. It is a generational nickname. One generation, specifically mine. Okay. Alright, we got this. I think hopefully you guys are already starting to see what I'm trying to do here. Right, and then we got, okay, we don't need to make this too intensive, so we can just, well, I'll create like slight, there you go, little slight fucking things, cutouts, because I do like having cutouts. The box has changed a little bit, but it's okay, right? And this is the main part. I'm actually gonna do something. Hold up. Actually, well, I didn't even mean for this to be the thing, but hold up. No, wait. Oof, this is so difficult. I'm trying to visualize this from the top down. Like, so I see we're drawing the bottom, right? But I'm trying to visualize the top and what that would look like, because that's what functionality is going to help as well, right? So, oh, that is so difficult. I fucking love this. Oh my god, that's so good. Again, genuinely recommend this. If you want to kill your brain, draw something and then try to visualize the entire thing, but from a different angle, right? Literally, like, try to just, what I'm doing is I'm trying to see what I'm drawing here in its entirety, but from a different angle, right? So, oof, that's what happens here then. Okay, we can say with confidence. Can I say with confidence? I don't know. We'll have to make the mistake and do it anyways. Okay, so I already fucked that up. But I can say with a relative confidence that I can do this. And there you go. Okay. Not bad, not bad. And then there was more. More to understand. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, like, I want a thing coming out, and this is obviously the hinge, right? And then it... Well, does that even make sense? Let's keep thinking about it. If I make it go all the way up, and then I have to think about where it will be, right? So I have to think, okay, I'm basically thinking about something like this. If we're gonna do it the easy way, right? Something like that. You know, this is hinge, and then, like, I want it to, this is our little shape here, which is this right here. I want it to, like, connect down here. But the thing is, it's not about, that's such a shit example, but hopefully it makes sense. It never does, it never does. But anyways, focus, visualize, rotate. Oh yeah, what I was saying is GPT fucking told me, is like, hey, use some keywords. I can't believe I completely forgot what I was talking about. Holy shit. But it basically said, because I was like, how the fuck do I remind myself to keep trying and, like, keep visualizing, right? Would you believe that at this level it still happens? The answer is yes, you should believe it, because every level that happens, it doesn't matter. The point is you keep trying at every level, and then you get to the next level, right? Again, learning 101, right? It's okay if you don't know. The education system failed you, but art is going to teach you how to learn and enjoy learning. But genuinely, either this skill teaches you to enjoy learning, or you just don't. You know, there's no in between. It is just simply one of those skills. It is such a difficult skill. You have no choice but to either embrace the learning, or to completely give up, or to just be in hell while you're learning, right? You have no other options. It's either like it, don't like it but do it, or just don't like it and don't do it, right? There's literally no option. This is just one of those extremely hard skills, right? But anyway, at least that's the way I see it, and my opinion is correct, so that's what it is. I didn't make the rules, but I did create them. Okay, I should stop laughing at my jokes. People come for me for my stoic personality. Anyways, I'm visualizing. I'm visualizing. Okay, how the fuck does this work if we're thinking about functionality? Because now we got a hinge, and this hinge can obviously, it's rotating like this. Let me just fucking, yeah. There you go. It's rotating like that, right? This hinge rotating like that. Great. I probably shouldn't have fucking drawn that, because now it's gonna be in the way, but whatever. Fucking whatever, bro. Whatever. I'm not mad. I'm just pissed off. Okay, so what can be done? If we're gonna think about, oof, this is still very hard. Like, because the thing is, you might think he's just staring at this, he's not drawing, but I'm literally trying to ideate and see what can be done. You piece of shit. How dare you think I'm not drawing? Okay, well, this obviously has to be a lot smaller now, so maybe I shouldn't have made this cutout, but I have, so it's just what it is. Whatever, let's just make this super fucking small. Or like, not small, but this particular little base thing is gonna be very thin, right? There you go. Super thin. Okay, and now we just gotta think, what is this shape? What is this shape? Maybe it's something like this. Hold up. I'm just trying to think. Right. I'm actually like thinking maybe it could be much more close knit. Together forever. I don't know what that's from. Is that Monsters Inc? You and me and you. Something like that. Right. Anyways, visualize, rotate. Let's see. Oof. How do I want to do this? Maybe I could do it like this. And how do I indicate that it's cutting through? With gusto. Like that. Ta-da! Right. So that's an opening now. Kind of fucked that up, but whatever here. And these lines can connect as well because I fucked that up a little bit. But hey, I'm learning, right? If I keep saying I'm learning and then I make uncomfortable noises and I keep saying I'm learning, at one point people will just believe that I'm learning. Right? You and me and you. It is not a song. It really isn't a song. Okay, and then how do I connect this? Well, I actually can connect it. I can just do this. Right. But now we need some hard surfacing shenanigans. Do I? How can this connect? Now I gotta think about how this can connect. It is a hinge. But like we have to... No, it's not a hinge. See, that's the thing. My hinges are so fucking static, man. They're so static. It doesn't make any sense. We should probably just leave this as is. But I should be able to find a way. Because it's like this, right? It's fucking... This is the goddamn hinge rotation. So there should be a way. You know what? Maybe just for this. Just for the time being, we'll just make it like the most fucking dumb shit in the world. There you go. It's a fucking bent thing. There's nothing happening here. I'm gonna rest my brain. And we're gonna try again. But you know, attempts are being made. Attempts are being made. I just feel as if I need to figure out some more, Let's see. Hinge. Door hinge. They move one way to another. Okay, if that is the case... I mean, we could also go very simple. Right? I think the biggest cue I need to give myself is two shapes being attached to each other. I was doing that here, but I honestly didn't do that here. So what I need is just to have a... Yeah, I just need to be constantly thinking about the two general box shapes, as well as the perspective in every angle, as well as visualizing it, as well as the box. You know, and only 7 things. I will never ever make it sound easy because it isn't. Genuinely, never gonna make it sound easy. Right, this is not the channel for that. Okay, I was gonna initially do something, but now I'm initially gonna not do that something and do something else. But hey, that is what everybody subscribed for, right? Actually, it isn't, because nobody fucking watches my content. But if I tell myself that's what people subscribe for, then I can just do what I want to do anyways. Let's see. And we will do something like this. There, let's just see. That's technically a hinge, right? We can ascertain that it is being rotated around this hinge. Honestly, I could just fit another one of these here. Cool, whatever. But I am genuinely thinking about the shape itself and what it should be. It's just trying to figure out where the hinge should be attached. Like, okay, sure, we can say the hinge is attached here, right? And this is like my little box-like shape. Let's just close that off. You know, but I guess I'm just trying to figure out functionality. To be honest, I could even try small things, but I'm trying to think big right now. I'm trying to think big, general shapes that will result in things that are very clearly articulated, right? This is not easy by any means, right? It's not easy, but because it's not easy, it's actually very, very valuable. I'm just trying to think what shapes could be used. What shapes have I seen? That's the thing, right? There's so many shapes, so it's kind of almost like, oh, I can do anything, but no, I can't do anything. I have to do very specific things, and I have to think about the hinge in that way. Because again, this is our fucking rotation, right? It's this way. I think perspective is off, but you fucking hopefully you know what I mean. Where it's like this. Okay, this is the hinge over here. We're like closing something, and ooh boy, is it difficult to try to visualize what I'm trying to draw. But that's where the process comes in, right? It's just fucking grinding my brain, grinding it, I tell you, until I come to some sort of conclusion. I think in this case, doing something like this. Hold up. Then maybe this. And let's keep that visual in my mind while I do this. Right? And now there are some specific things I need to do to ensure this makes sense. Like, personally, I want to do something like this. There you go. And have that make sense. Lost the perspective there quite a bit, but and then I can even do something like for like textures or some shit, right? There's supposed to be indents. Doesn't look like it. I'm well aware. There you go. Okay, that's not enough, right? It's not obviously not enough because it's not something that you can put down just yet. Obviously, we should connect this. There you go. There you go. Okay. Oof, killing my brain. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit. Actually, we could even have this be the... I know I already kind of drew over it, but it feels like it would be a cool texture to add. And if we kind of just fraud it a little bit. Right. That just looks like a hand. What the fuck? I did not mean to do that. Whatever. Texture, let's see. This thing is coming inwards or outwards. I'm trying to think. There has to be more to this that I can do. That doesn't make any sense. If I see this. Maybe it does. Hold up, let's just try connecting it. Maybe that makes sense. There you go. Something like that. Right. And we'll just... Okay, so obviously a lot of details have been confuddled, as one might say. But I feel as if at least it's like, okay, there's a handle element, right? And we can do this for robotics appeal. Right, I can do the same thing on the way back. Ta-da. Okay, and is that it? Am I just closing it off like that? Nope, I want to have something... Because I wanted to, okay, if it's like this, I want there to be somewhere that it sort of gets clasped into. And I'm thinking really hard about that. Like, genuinely, I'm thinking really, really hard about it. This is the part, like this again, I'm trying to keep reinforcing to myself and anybody listening that it's just extreme mental friction and trying to see, right? And again, I'm thinking about design. I'm trying to understand how this could even work. There you go. And it's just like somewhere for it to rest, you know? Something like that. So it's like, there you go, now it's being clasped in. Okay. Nothing incredible. And we can even add this for that, right? So it's just like, boom. Actually, it doesn't make sense. Never mind. But, okay, let me rest my brain. That was good. Again, I tried a lot, man. I tried a lot. Words that I must say over and over again. The words again. The words this is very difficult. The words ooh wee. I feel as if I keep repeating that, my audience will finally understand that those words aren't going away. And that I have no personality. Notes to self indeed. Seriously, I don't know why I keep saying again and stupid shit. I must just be very, very repetitive at all points, in all regards. But seriously, blast the volume and keep me on the background. Let me rest my brain. Alright, I want to practice some other design languages because I feel as if, while this is okay, it's losing the mechiness, right? The mechanization of the mechiness. So I want to think out loud about other hingy things. Let's see. what I'm about to draw, I basically just got a vision for 10 seconds ago. So we're gonna see if it works or not. To be honest, I just need to keep the perspective in mind. Okay, I got it. I completely forgot to fucking add the perspective. Add the perspective. Let's see. Yes, the mechiness of the mechers, right? Completely forgot to do that. I don't think this shape is what I want it to be. I genuinely don't think this shape is what I want it to be. So we'll just make it generic for the time being. I mean, not for the time being, it's just if I make it generic, I make it generic. There's no fucking going back. Okay, cool. There was no going back, but do something like this, right? Why do I have the Superman theme stuck in my head? I mean, it is catchy. Okay, can do that. And I'm just trying to think. Because, yeah, hinges are nice and all, but, you know, they need a purpose. That's off perspective, don't worry. I'm well aware. That's fucking off perspective. But let's think. Again, this horrible shape design really fucked with things because I was not thinking here. I was not thinking here. I thought I'd like to tell myself that I was, but I was rushing. And you guys know how fucking slow I draw, so maybe we could do something like this. Right? Okay, let's not rush these lines just because I personally subconsciously felt as if they were things that could be done fast, but they can't. They take time. Okay, so it's gonna be a bait. That's not the hinge. The hinge will be here. Let's see. Right, okay. I have a cool idea, I'm not gonna lie. Fucking always misalign that shit, bro. That's also very difficult. Another skill that's extremely difficult. Aligning. Right? Okay. Like I didn't align right there. But let's see. Okay, how do I want this to go? About. Okay, so we could do something like. There you go. And you know what? Let's fucking multiple round this. I haven't multiple rounded in a while either. So let's do something like that. We may be able to see this properly. Oh, that one's already chunky as fuck. And then these are just thin. Incredible. Genius. But it's okay. Let's just get it done. Get her done! Okay. Again, it's complicated, but I'm trying to think about the hinge and the perspective, obviously. Okay, so we got this. There you go. And then you might be wondering, where's the hinge part? I'm getting to it. I'm fucking getting to it, god damn it. Don't rush me. Boy, perfection takes time. Okay, visualizing, trying my best. Oof, okay. How the fuck do I want this hinge to work? To be honest, the hinge can be right here and can still go work perfectly in line. I just need to think about how the shapes need to look. Because the thing is, if this, the point I'm trying to do is like, it's opening it out now. Like this thing's sliding back, right? So it's like, whoop. And I guess the question is, what kind of shapes do I want for that? Well, I think I know that, but at the very least, like this to look a bit more modern. There you go. Right? And I wonder if I can because if hold up, no, it needs to be a full ellipse here. That's what we need. It has to be a full ellipse. So maybe I could do something like this. And I have to keep the perspective in mind, obviously. I love how I say that and I just butcher the fucking perspective massively. But okay, that's not too bad. And we will what the fuck did I do? I know what I did. I'm a genius. There you go. So that's my little hinge shape. 'Twas a bait. 'Twas a bait. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's way too fucking. That is not aligned at all. That should be like way back here. There you go. Well, fuck. Let me add one here now. God damn it! This has fucked it all up. Okay, and we need like a handle to pull this out. So I guess I could do something like this, right? Because this is the handle that's going to pull it forward. So we could just have what's a good looking handle, right? What's a handle that isn't a fucking ellipse that actually looks nice? Jesus. There you go. Yeah, what's a handle that doesn't look like absolute garbage? What's a good handle? Do I not know what handles look like? Okay, let's just try something. Okay, so that's the shape I've decided on. Again, I have to keep fucking thinking about this thing in a different perspective. It's so difficult. Or should I just do something like this, where this comes over, comes out, and just this is our handle. That doesn't make much sense, because I want to pull it open. Okay, you know what? We're gonna leave that. we're gonna. I'm having a lot of trouble, which is good, because I want to struggle, right? It's like this. I don't know how the fuck anybody's grabbing that as a handle. Let me try adding the little handle indications. There you go. But how's anybody grabbing that sharp ass edge as a handle? Let me just round it out. There you go. Either way, it looks like fucking mediocre at best. So I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're gonna try visualizing again, right? Keep trying, keep trying. That's all we can do. Yeah, right. So, I mean, I didn't know Goofy was an artist, but oh yeah, because I keep forgetting to let everybody know what I'm thinking, or like the perspective I'm thinking of here. Right. This one was pretty fucked. You'll notice that this one was pretty fucked. I mean, I hope you probably can already notice it. Again, you want to make sure your eye is much more developed than your skill. I personally don't ever want to be like, wow, there's nothing else I could get better at. So, I mean, on the huge contingency that, hey, if you want to improve, know what can be improved, right? Which just you're gonna have to take like one or the other. Either you don't know what to improve and you're always happy with your art, but you don't improve, right? Or you know what to improve and you simply accept that these are improvements and not critiques or fucking reflections of your art. And I'm speaking to myself from when I started like 3 years ago now. Holy shit, it's been almost 3 years. Yeah, I'm speaking to myself. Like a lot of the advice I give is just advice I wish I gave myself, right? And obviously, a lot of it derives from self-improvement, the positive mindset, growth mindset, utilizing science to actually learn effectively, the spacing effect, gap effects, right? Fucking what else? Like deriving positive emotions towards errors. All that shit is everything I've done just to make sure that the little old retard me when I started could have gotten the advantages he has now, which is science. But anyways, and hopefully you as well, right? Hopefully you as well. Hopefully there will be 1% of you who actually take this advice seriously, right? Hopefully. And if you are, wonderful. Keep working at it, right? Keep trying your goddamn best because that's all you can do, right? The output isn't the art, by the way. The output, output, very appropriate, I guess. But the output is the person you're becoming. So the outcome isn't the art piece. The outcome is the person I am right now who is able to create this, right? Because of the effort and intention that he put forth. And in your case, maybe she. Maybe I was gonna make a stupid joke about like Z or helicopters or some shit. I started my way through incompetence. I'm just gonna rest my brain. Why the fuck am I still talking? Jesus. Yes, I'm not meant to be famous or a content creator. Clearly, because I don't know what the fuck I'm saying half the time. Okay, let's look at some other examples other than staplers. Right, what else has it? Let me just type in hinge design. Fuck, this is like Hinge dating app. Why the fuck is Hinge dating app on Pinterest? These are cool Hinge designs and all, but I want one that isn't any of these. Is that possible? Okay, you know what? These are actually some pretty fucking cool designs. So I looked at them. I vaguely looked at them. Now we're gonna take inspiration from them and go from there. You're gonna notice there's gonna be a bit of similarity with what I just did, but now I feel as if I have a better understanding of what, hopefully, I can bring forth. Yeah, some of these designs are really cool. Let me look at them again. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of these. Like again, real life is the best teacher when it comes to these shapes. Right? Genuinely, it's the best teacher. Because I hope you guys can also follow along what the perspective is. If you can't, that's okay. That just means you have a lot more to work on in regards to perspective, right? And hey, I'm not saying my perspective skills are great either, because look at the garbage I just drew. I'm kind of just saying this so you're always aware that perspective is the fucking fundamental. Like, if there's one fundamental, you're like, what should I work on? It's perspective. The answer is always, without a doubt, perspective. Okay? And I'm obviously speaking to the more, I guess, novice artists, right? If your perspective skills are far beyond mine, then please feel free to ignore me. But I have a sneaking suspicion many of your perspective skills are not even close to mine. Right? And that sentence in and of itself probably irks you. Who the fuck does he think he is? Tearing me? My perspective skills are not good enough? Who the fuck? I'm nobody. Just someone who's put in many more hours than you will ever, apparently, on your perspective skills. Just your average Joe! Right? So, yeah, work on your perspective. Please, don't waste time. I mean, you can waste time. I actually highly encourage you to waste time, because that just means I will continue to grow and shit talk you, and it'll be hilarious because you'll be stuck in the same place, and I will just keep getting better. Oh, better in my butter. That's a real song because I just made it up. But yeah, practice your perspective skills. Don't be a waste, right? Like, I'm struggling. I'm telling you right now, I'm fucking struggling hardcore. But I'd be struggling a lot more if my perspective skills were absolute garbage. Right? So I'm trying to look at these examples. It's good to have an idea of what it is that I'm drawing. Right? And I'm trying to add a little personality. Just a tidbit of personality to my drawings. Right? And again, like, you might be I think people will ask, how the fuck are you always coming up with different designs and they all look quote unquote unique? And it just, if you go to the latest, like anywhere from part 50 to 60, I think, or yeah, 60 to 70 of my fundamentals beginner roadmap, right? It's always gonna be called beginner roadmap, but yeah, because I'm not changing it to intro to drawing just because artwod changed it. But if you look at that, what you'll notice is it was just a very slow and linear, as is most people's skill learning process, from going like, okay, I can draw angles like this and I can round them, to let me try doing diagonals, right? That took like fucking 7 hours to internalize, just doing different types of diagonals. To it became to, oh, I can draw angles like this, let me do a diagonal that's cutting across two planes. Right? Now that might not look much different right now, but what this is this is like this. Right? That's what this is. You know, it's just one fucking plane. It's just a box. Now this is like this. Does that make sense? It's like two planes, right? And albeit I brushed it and the fucking this perspective is wrong. I know that. I am very well aware because I wasn't thinking. So yeah, when you're not thinking, you're not doing well. But anyways, let's keep focusing on this. Right? I'm trying to think what I want the back to look like, and I'm trying to imagine it from the back as well. Yeah, let's do something like that. Perspective is off. And let's see, maybe we can do something like this. And I'm just trying to think, like, from the back, what do I want it to look like, right? Oh, I know. Now, this is the fun part, where these seemingly little details feel like they're really impressive, but trust me, they're not in any which way, okay? I'm just able to see them because I've practiced them a lot, okay? Like, I want to make that very clear. This isn't impressive. This is just an inevitability of what I've practiced. And we can do something like this. see. I will obviously finish the perspective here. I'm still thinking about the box. I'm still thinking about what it's going to look like from the other side. And by the box, I mean literally like the box that this is all framed in, obviously. But I also do mean the fact that the manipulated boxes that these are. And this is very difficult for me. Trying to imagine what this would look like. But thankfully that's why we have the shapes to reinforce it. I didn't expect for it to turn into this, but you see how these little things make a huge fucking difference? Right? And even this is why being able to draw thin lines helps a lot. And that's why at least I aim for it, because I love that Kim Jong-il basically, and Dong Ho Kim, they basically showed, hey, you can min-max the fuck, and I mean the fuck out of this pen. But I found an even more difficult pen, the pocket brush pen. That is a different beast. And it's not even like, it doesn't even have an official name or something. It's really unique in that regard. But just kind of like mixing organic stuff with hinges, right? But I'm just looking at the examples given. Let's see, what else did they do? Okay, so they did something like this. Right? It's like what it's attached to. And then we can basically bring it back a little. Perspective is off there. I'm just thinking about the little platform that this can be sort of placed on, right? And we'll close it off too. We'll do something nice and unique because we don't really get to do this often. At least I don't really ideate this often in this manner. Right? And let's see, what do I want here? Well, we could follow that design element that we've been establishing without really meaning to. Okay, that's obviously wrong. It doesn't really look that good either. But hey, this looks cool. So I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Now let's see what we want to do here. Because this is obviously a hinge now. Like that's pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. So obviously I want to think about what it is that I want to do. There you go. That's pretty cool. And it might. And what else? These guys usually. I'm just looking at the hinge designs. What else do they add? Well, they usually add something like that. Like little small cylinders. Cool. We'll leave it at that. And then what would that look like on the other side? Because I actually do struggle with this. I wanted to be very clear. Like this perspective, I struggle with a decent amount. And that's why like the box is such a huge help for me. Because it is actually very difficult for me to kind of see it through, if that makes sense. See, like that's pretty shit. See, like that doesn't really make much sense. I feel as if there should be more groundedness to this one. So if I look at some examples of what a groundedness, what a fucking grounded hinge shape is. You know what? No, I'm just gonna come up with my own. We got to start thinking like, okay, what do people say when they say something is like very robust, right? We usually get something wide, right? Something wide. Let's see. Is it just gonna be multiple rounded? Oh, I fucked up the perspective. There you go. You see? Mistakes. I completely fucked up the perspective. Nice. So we have to reorient it. Let's just do this. There you go. We fucked it up. Whatever. Completely fucked up the perspective, and I decided to make it even worse, I guess. But overall, honestly, not a bad shape. Not a bad shape at all. I think the hinge design does need work, or like the periphery surrounding the hinge design, but that's not bad. I think it's actually pretty damn cool. Let's just complete that, and let's do. There you go, or something like that. I don't know. Kind of looks like a bug, but okay. You guys will see how I fucked up the perspective. And girls, haha, like fucking can't even use an all-encompassing term. I'm a piece of shit, aren't I? This is the narrative that I'm gonna feed into my channel. Yeah, this is the perspective that I was aiming for, but I think it didn't work out at all. Now that I see it. Yeah, it didn't really work. Okay, cool. I genuinely, I lost it quite badly. But let me rest my brain, and then we'll try one more. Right? And then, yeah, and then we'll call it, because it's almost been an hour. Yeah, I gotta keep reminding myself, right? Zoom out, visualize, rotate. Zoom out, visualize, rotate. Those are the things I gotta keep thinking about. It makes a big difference. And, I mean, it is literally the difference in ability. But, let's see. Let's see if there's... Let me check my hard surface pin. I don't know. Dude, Pinterest is actually so shit with the boards, organization, everything all around it. It's actually so fucking garbage. But that's what it is. Damn, let me look at these mechs. Just give me a second. Let me look at these. I can't click on anything. Pinterest is actually garbage. What the fuck? It's just glitching. I can't click on anything. Bruh! Okay, I can see things now. Wow, these guys' hinges are so cool. Damn, that's actually really cool. Okay, let me try something. Let me try something, right? And I'm gonna take inspiration from this one that inspiration. So it's not gonna be a direct copy, right? Because we want to internalize it to how we can understand it. But let me try. I think it's honestly what I was going for over here, but I didn't get to do. I might need to take a step back from these hinge designs and then also just practice mech shapes again. I like this loop. It's like practice mech shapes, practice hinge designs, visualize, blah, 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 and then practice mech shapes, practice hinge designs. And then once I'm relatively comfortable, I mean, I guess you could say I'm already kind of comfortable, but I could obviously do more, right? This hinge is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's literally, actually, technically, it could even be like this. Right? And then I guess it's going up actually. So leave it to me to fucking undo the entirety of it. Yeah, it's going up like that. Cause this is gonna get in the way. To be honest, it's probably more so flattening out. It's probably going from this to this. That's what I see it doing. It's like just being pushed, you know, hinged down. But either way, you know, and this is like maybe a ball and joint, right? Allows that for that movement. Anyways, it's crazy what you can create with just a hinge. Imagine if we could do more things. The answer is we can do more things. I'm simply choosing not to, right? Because confines create creativity. See, never forget. But anyways, okay, let's use this last It's been an hour, but this is gonna go over an hour, like 15 minutes. Let's use this last bit of brain power to really fucking think. Right? Really think this shit through. There you go, something like that. Then, so I just gotta think about the fucking. I have to think about the box, right? That's not the box, by the way. This is already an angle outside of the box. I have to think about the box. Let me just, maybe this could be a relatively simple, right? I really like this shape design, so I just want to, oof, that's really hurting my brain. That's good. I'm trying to think about it in different angles too while I'm putting the box in place. That's some good shit. Okay, I fixed the cylinder. It was garbage, and now it's not so much garbage anymore. There you go. I really do like this shape design, which is why I'm so fucking anal and trying to figure it out. You know, because there's so much to it. And again, it's all multiple rounded. Right. Okay, visualize, rotate. What the fuck was the other word? Zoom out. Okay, I'm zoomed out. But I still need to visualize and rotate. In my mind, just keep thinking about different things that can be done. Just trying to. Oof, this is the good shit right here. This is where the struggles are happening. You just look at the reference again. Oh, interesting. They came up with some pretty unique stuff themselves. I guess I could do something like this. Then we could bring it back again. Like so. Alright. This is where mechy things occur. And then what? Maybe there's a hinge inside of the hinge. Okay, visualize perspective. Yeah, okay, I need to look at the perspective again. My mind, rotate it. Rotate it while you're drawing it. Very important. Very important. Let's see. Visualize the perspective again. Yep. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Let's look at the example. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. I fucking love this guy's shapes, man. What the hell? It's so good. What did he do? Okay, so that's what he did. Something tells me I can do the exact same. I just gotta visualize the perspective, the box, the angles. Let's get some different angles in here. There you go. Probably should have made some changes while I did that, but see. I'm just trying to think. Let me keep looking at this example. Okay, so we can get something like this in here. Okay, so that worked out. I figured out this shape. Let's see, this is like a hinge attached to a hinge, and how's it connected? How are these guys even connecting these things? Technically, they aren't. It's all fucking. I mean, no, there is a logic to it. Never mind. I see the logic. I just need to figure out my own logic. Cause like, what is connecting this? I guess it can just be something as simple as this, right? Just a metal sheet. Okay, so I obviously need to figure this one out now. But as I've learned from this artist, I can do something like this as well. Right, and that can provide some sort of covering thing here. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck it should be. Okay, something like that. What else? Well, I guess maybe I'll just do something basic like that. Still trying to figure out all this shit. And how does this mech shape even end? I'm just trying to think. Because, hold up. Maybe I can have something like this. Don't lose the perspective, goddammit, don't lose it. There you go. Don't lose the perspective. Let's see, maybe I can make this work. By the way, these are all mistakes. These lines that I'm missing, they're all mistakes. See, like the little spottiness of it? Yeah, that's a mistake. would you look at that? I'm not fucking perfect. I mean, I'm pretty sure my art is evident in and of itself that there's no perfection really. Okay, I think I've lost it, but I've tried really hard, which I'm proud about. There you go. Oh wait, that's also one. Cool, and now what can this shape be? Let me again look at the reference and what they did. Well, they kind of just did stuff like this. Right? It's just the same thing on the other hand. Doesn't really... There you go, something like that. And if we want to be really spicy, we can do this. Whoa. Okay. You know what? It's not what I was thinking of, but I'm still pretty proud of it. I'm still pretty proud that I tried my best to visualize all of this, at least. Right? Although I know some things, like what the fuck, this is not clear. Maybe that makes it a bit clearer that that's attached. Probably not. Some things are just not clear. Probably should just block that out. There you go. Maybe that makes it a bit clearer. Right, if we add some darkness. Cool, like we're pretty close to making mech type shapes. Right, but obviously this thing needs to it needs to be at the fucking other end too. That's one thing I'm realizing. Like I completely neglected it. So clearly I need to understand what's going on the other side. But you know what? It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. That's actually not bad. And all it took was a bit of inspiration from... I wish I knew who the artist was, but this is a compilation. Somebody just took a bunch of little different mech designs and then put them onto one image, like one white screen or whatever. Right? Okay, so this is the perspective I was trying to do. Which was this. Trying to do it. Right. Okay. That was a great session. I really fucking hurt my brain there. Really tried. And yeah, okay. I hope you all put a lot of fucking effort in, right? I hope you all pushed yourself and focused only on the effort, right? And even when objective mistakes or things that you did not want to happen happened, that you did your best to force yourself to feel good about it and to just say positive things about it. Because that's literally how we learn in the best way. And I hope you just made that effort, because it's always about the effort, right? It's always about the effort, never the outcome, because the outcome is you, my friend. I'll keep saying it. The outcome is you. Crank that soldier boy. Hold up, I'm busy right now. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, the outcome is you. So, was the perspective? I don't even know if that was my perspective anymore. I think that was. But I tried. But yeah, see, like I made fucking millions of mistakes. I can, like, dude, the entire process, every single hour I draw is just mistakes, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I can't visualize this. I can't see this properly. Does this make sense? Does the functionality make sense? I don't even think this is functional, to be honest. I don't know what I made here. Maybe. Like, see, I completely forgot to think about functionality. Think about that. I literally just forgot to think about functionality. Here, I completely forgot the perspective. Right here, I just didn't know what I was doing. Here, actually, this was a pretty okay attempt. Didn't know what I was doing a second half of here, right? Yeah, so, again, like, guys, I really, really want to make it clear that you'll never know what you're doing, like, full on, right? Especially when you're experimenting and learning. Yes, when you... like, again, now I know how hinges work, so I do know what I'm doing when it comes to hinges. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to complicated, nicely designed, functional hinges with aesthetics and purpose and all that stuff. Like, you see how that's another huge level? But yeah, I can draw a pretty basic hinge. See, I can do that. But for you, that might be a fucking 3 hours of problems to solve. And guess what? If you go back 6 videos, it was 3 hours of problems to solve for me as well. Okay. Oh my god, my voice. Okay. But yeah, so this is just effort, consistency. Effort, consistency. And the consistency comes when you train yourself and you simply learn to enjoy the effort, because that's, again, all that matters. All right? So I'm going to keep harping on about this for the next 40 years, so please get used to it. All right? Hopefully at one point people will actually listen, because I'll simply be incredible at art, right? Like, I'll literally just be able to create anything I fucking want and put scenes onto it and all that shit. So I think by the end of my 10-year mark, people are definitely going to start to listen to the things I'm saying. Not because I'm saying anything new, but because finally my skills will be at the point where it's like, he does have something to say. Perhaps the fundamentals do hold merit, and enjoying art is part of the process. Perhaps. But, he's only 2 years and 11 months and fucking 18 days in, so... that man ain't shit. I don't know what I was trying to say. That guy ain't shit, whatever. Anyways, I hope you had fun. Whatever. As always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. Money.